Surely you guys will know what's different about this video. A new spot. Can't be boring all the time and be in the exact same spot for the rest of my life, eh? Ideas. Okay, now this idea just came into my head today, during my stay at university, or while I was in class this morning. Now, because this is actually a very unique channel where I talk about things that would just come to my mind. Not necessarily things that are strange and random particularly, but things that would just come to my mind and that I would like to elaborate on. And the one thing I would like to talk about today, and it's quite a touchy slash harsh slash sympathetic kind of discussion, and I'm going to be talking about the handicapped and disabled. Now you're probably wondering, why would you want to talk about those things? Well, my dear sir, or my dear madam, as I finished my class this morning, I was outside the faculty talking to my friends, and as I was talking to them, I noticed this one student, a female, who is blind and was assisted by obviously a friend of hers next to her. And I wonder about those kinds of people. So we are unaware of the fact of how this all happened to them. Perhaps they were born like that, or perhaps they developed it during a certain stage of their life, or an incident that happened. The options are endless. And if I think about it, and I'm sure you would agree with me, I hope, and that's how would you live your life with that kind of impairment? For example, you were born as a healthy child and all is fine and dandy until you get shot, or a little accident happens and let's just say you're blind. Now our initial thoughts would be, there's no point in life, why should I live? And it's actually a very scary thing when we think about those people who are suffering from this. But what amazes me is how they still have that motivation inside of them to keep on going. That girl that I referred to you now, she's a student at Stellenbosch University. I don't know this person and I don't know what year she's in, but my goodness, I take my hat off to her, as well as to many other disabled students or students who have some form of an impairment, whether it's visually, physically, mentally, psychologically, whatever the case might be. I take my hat off to those people who are living their life blind, deaf, dumb, on wheelchairs, any one of those, as well as others that I didn't mention, and even those people who have a combination of those disabilities. I remember this one guy in my first year who is studying something in the language section, and he studied Afrikaans with us because certain courses require you to learn a language in your first year. So he joined us, the student teachers, as well as students who are studying other courses but are obligated to do Afrikaans. And he suffers from cerebral palsy, and he is assisted by someone who just guides him and writes down for him because he can't write. And his speech, or his pronunciation at least, is needed, but he can still express himself very well. He is probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my entire life, and he is so talented. He's getting distinctions. The point I'm trying to make, guys, is that we should appreciate the fact, for those of us, people like me, where we are fortunate, we're born fully abled with no real form of a disability, and that we should appreciate and respect those who suffer from those kinds of things, and that they teach us valuable lessons. And I think one of the most valuable lessons is, obviously don't judge a book by its cover, but to live your life to the fullest and not to just suddenly feel demoralized or downgraded or inferior to people like us. No, you are a human being, just like me, regardless of your imperfections. You are a human being and you deserve a chance in life. I really felt the need to express my appreciation towards those kinds of people, and that they do deserve a chance in life. And they're actually amazing people if you get to know them. And I'm grateful to have met those people who I can call my friends. I apologize that this video is not quite what you expected, yet the point is, it's random, although this is not quite pointless. and it's a discussion. And I just simply had to talk about it. But that's my video for today. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please feel free to comment your thoughts, your testimonies, your feelings, your attitudes. Basically, comment anything regarding people who suffer from some form of a disability, or mention someone whom you've met or that you're friends with, whatever the case might be, that just amazes you or that you see as an inspiration. Please feel free. Those people need to be known, and they deserve more than us. In my personal view, they deserve more, not because of their disability, but that they are real people. They're real. We must be grateful. I'd like to hear these stories. I'd very much like to read it. Oh, before I forget, I'm sure you may have noticed in my last video, the one entitled Our World versus the Real World, I think I made a little bit of a vocabulary error. In the last bit, where I mentioned if someone decides to spam it, yeah, that's not quite the right word. I meant to say flag it. But till then, bugger off!